Welcome back, everyone, to OpenLine. We have with us Tim Takacs talking elder law. And we've had a good conversation, good couple of calls here, and I want to move on to trusts. You love trusts.
Yeah, and we were talking, just a brief time that we had during the break is, I had a client that came in, actually they're married couple who we're planning for, who are late 80s or whatever it is, and they've got they're both in assisted living, and they're paying the money out, and they've done well, but now it's like, now what do we do? They've got some rental property, they've got a house. Do we sell the house? Do we sell the rental property? All that stuff. So we're setting up a trust for them. And they've got some, so what kind of trust should it be? Okay, we put the property in the trust. The parents they're entitled to all the income from the trust, and the children are entitled to trust corpus, or the assets that are in the trust. All those are tax things. It starts a 5-year look-back period because they have so many resources, and good for them, they have long-term care insurance. So basically what we're doing is we're developing a plan to cover the 5-year look-back period for them. They're going to be private pay. Assuming that they make it through the 5 years, they're going to be private pay, but chances are, that private pay, along with the long-term care insurance and everything else, for that 5 years with two spouses in assisted living, they might be out over less than $100,000.
Wow! Yeah, that's
we're talking about $5,000 a month for each of them. So I mean, we could come up with a really good plan. And when you can spend that kind of money. And we're not talking about they only have 100,000. I mean, we're talking about probably $800,000 to $900,000 or more in real estate, in cash money and everything else.
Now, trust. What is a trust? I mean, so just take us through.
So in this case, so you're the trustee. So it means that it's a legal way of owning property.
Okay.
You're holding property. One of the greatest products of the human mind, which you've heard me say.
I have heard you say.
All right. So I transfer my house to you, and you hold it for my benefit, and maybe my children or my spouse or whatever. And you can't use it for yourself. You can only use it for those particular situations.
Okay.
And so.
I'm just this third party.
You're a third party. Maybe you're a family member. Maybe you're not.
But if I go bankrupt, it doesn't
affect the trust at all.
Okay,
that's
so
right.
Those
it's
issues.
Not just, it's kind of like, and that's why a lot of times we'll use trust to avoid probate. Like Robert was worried about. Maybe he's worried about probate avoidance. So if he puts his kids' names on the deeds, they'll avoid probate. But there's so many other issues or problems that could have come up. Let's put some of that real estate in the trust, so that when he passes, he still has control of it during his lifetime, but when he dies, it passes outside of probate to his children. And he gives his children asset protection because the trust provides for asset protection for them. And that's a good thing.
How early is too early to do a trust? Like, is it only when you're getting older that you do a trust, or when
Not
when
necessarily.
Do you start doing
a lot of times we'll do trusts for people. When a lot of people. I mean, as far as we don't want people to misunderstand a trust. A trust can be used for probate avoidance.
Right.
That's not an asset protection trust. In other words, I'm not putting my house in a revocable trust so that the nursing home won't get it.
Okay.
Okay, that's all neutral. You're doing that because it's an estate planning tool, so that if you become disabled or incapacitated or you pass away, then the property then can be passed on to my children, and not going through probate. Okay. It's doing the irrevocable trust. That basically means what you're doing is you're departing with legal dominion and control over that asset because for whatever reason you're trying to protect it. Maybe you're worried about lawsuits. Maybe you're worried about long-term care. Maybe you're worried about maybe your children. Maybe you have a child who has special needs and you want to set up a irrevocable trust for that child. And you want to make, because those are like sometimes those trusts go on for a long, long time.
Now, we went a little long on that last segment. We took those calls. We have to take a break. We'll continue to talk about trust. We can talk about wills also. Be back right after this.